Bucoda's railroad depot was a busy place when the Mutual Lumber Company was operating, as train cars filled with lumber left the mill for places throughout the nation. In December of 1934, 3 or more armed bandits tried to rob the mail and baggage cars of a southbound Union Pacific train in the region's first attempted train robbery in 25 years. Bucoda has seen its share of derailments and collisions with people, animals, and property. By far the most spectacular and the most deadly crash occurred on April 27, 1939, when a fast-moving passenger train collided with a log truck, killing 3 people. In early March of 1972, 15 of a southbound Union Pacific freight train's 62 cars derailed on the main line tracks near Bucoda. Heartbreaking fatalities have continued, despite installation of crossing arms that became known as ghost gates in the 1990s after apparently raising and lowering for no apparent reason with no train in sight. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, life changed. Many of Bucoda's young men and women enlisted to serve their country. The Army sent 15 or so soldiers from Fort Lewis to Bucoda to guard the railroad and the Tono bridges. Local residents collected stamps, blacked out their windows, boiled shears for Red Cross bandages, and served in a watchtower to report any airplanes that they saw.
I can remember being part of they built a tower in town, and we had everybody man the tower.
Where was the tower?
Down about where the church is now.
Okay.
Maybe City Hall. And we had pictures of all the Japanese airplanes and our airplanes on the wall, and we were supposed to call in if anybody saw a plane.
Local men worked at high-paying defense industry jobs, and women stepped into positions at the local sawmill.
I think World War II brought out the best of people because it was a time I don't think we'll ever be together again like it was.
The late 1940s and early 1950s brought powerful storms, an earthquake, and another war, this time in Korea. People married, found jobs in neighboring communities, and raised their families. At the east end of town sits the most visible evidence of what can be accomplished when a community works together. In August of 1959, the community dedicated the Bucoda Volunteer Park. Bucoda changed little over the next 4 decades, but it did change. The old Mutual Lumber Company's 147-foot water tower, built in 1926, was toppled on February 11, 1982 because of liability concerns. In the late 1960s, workers constructed a $6 million, 165-foot-high earthen diversion dam on the Skookumchuck River. Others won national contests and championships. Couples married and celebrated anniversaries. Nearly 300 people gathered in the summer of 1988 for Bucoda's all-school reunion. The 1960s brought the retirements of Treasurer Joe Krupp and Town Clerk Clarence Reed, followed in the 1970s by Mayor Neil Corcoran's leadership, and the 1980s by oversight from Mayor Barbara Gordon and Clerk Treasurer Bert Fleskes. Volunteers picked up hammers and nails to build a new Bucoda fire hall and public works building and remodeled the town shop into a city hall. An historic walnut tree planted by Bucoda founder Aaron Webster in the 1850s split during the 1962 Columbus Day storm with wind gusts of up to 150 miles per hour. Property owner Bob Anderson said people from far away as Japan wanted to buy it. He sold the wood to a man from Tacoma for gun stocks and tabletops. As Bucoda enters the century's second decade, members of the Harold and Hugh O'Neill families donated more than $120,000 to remodel the historic Oddfellows Hall in Bucoda. The building, constructed in 1922, served as the social gathering place for dancers and card players and provided housing for the military during World War II.
No, we're not going to dry up and blow away.
It'll survive.
It'll survive, slow but sure.
Although it's no longer the little town with the $1 million payroll, Bucoda certainly has earned its new moniker as the little town with a million memories.